right, hello everyone. I'm Fred Oakman here with Mr. Jake Peters. You're listening to PS This Is Awesome, a PlayStation podcast. This is episode 403, where we dive into our thoughts on all things PlayStation. Before we jump in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PS This Is Awesome, where you can also watch the video version of the podcast. You can check out our trophy list on the PSN. I'm anchorless_81, and Jake is JakeSaw01. Send your thoughts to psthisisawesome@gmail.com. Share the show with friends. Don't forget to rate the podcast. And this podcast airs free every Wednesday on your preferred streaming platform. But for those who sign up for our Patreon for just, sorry, I keep fucking burping. For just $1 a month, you can join the one and only $1 Club and receive a die-cut vinyl sticker in the mail and a shout-out on our show. Most times, you also get the show a day or two early. Visit patreon.com/PS This Is Awesome to support us. Remember, if you like the podcast, it does us a lot of good. If you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And I will say that we're recording this on Tuesday because yesterday I had to do some Christmas shopping online. So with that out of the way, Jake, how are you doing on a cold frickin' Tuesday? Hold on, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I can't hear you.
Sorry, it was me. I was muted. I was adjusting my mic.
That's what she said.
No, I was just saying that the weather this morning was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. I know that they were saying that there was, they do like the storm warnings and watches and all this kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like it's just kind of like a winter storm watch for this morning. It wasn't even like a red fucking warning or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the roads were by far way worse this morning than they were when we supposedly had all those warnings and shit over Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it was like that because the warnings were crazier just because it was the holiday. And to be fair, I think technically we got more snow over Thanksgiving. But, and I'm just speaking obviously from a very not consolidated, but a very minor point of view because it's so regional, especially around here. The lake effect snow is insane. You could have zero snow on the ground, drive 20 miles north, and there's fucking 5 inches of snow. It's very bizarre. I woke up this morning and Sarah, obviously my wife works in a school, and so she was like, oh yeah, we've got a 2-hour delay this morning. And I was like, oh, okay. So I come downstairs and I look outside and it was snowing pretty good. So, I get my coffee and I just kind of hang out and I'm, just kind of waking up, playing a little bit of PlayStation, and like 7 o'clock rolls around, set 7:15. That's when I usually start, kind of getting ready to get out the door. And I looked outside and it was still snowing really hard and the plow had not come past my house yet. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to hang out for a while and just kind of wait until either the snow stops or like I see a plow truck go by or something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until maybe like 8:15 that a plow truck actually went past my house for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was only one road. Like a lot of the roads that I was driving on hadn't been plowed. There were just tire tracks on it. So I don't know, like, dude, it's just like, are just all the fucking state plow truck drivers sleeping? Because it's like, they were warning us about this yesterday. So you would think that they would have been ready for like, to mobilize the plow. But I don't know, maybe this is like an omen for winter to come where the plow service is just going to be dog shit this year. I don't know, but it was just surprising because I live on the corner of 2 state roads and neither of them were plowed. So now granted, I do live in the middle of nowhere, so it's like we're usually one of the later ones to get plowed, but still it's like, what's going on here? And because I even got out to like some of the main state roads and they weren't fucking hardly plowed at all. So I was just like, it's like, I don't even know, like all the plow trucks were out of gas, I guess, because it certainly felt that way. No, obviously I don't know everything. I'm sure that there was probably a reason why we weren't getting plowed and all this stuff, but it just seemed like everyone was caught off guard by it. And I was just kind of, thankfully I have a Suburban that I am able to drive if I need something with 4-wheel drive. I typically don't drive it to work because it just gets bad gas mileage, but today was just, I just had to saddle up and fucking take 4-wheel drive to work, and thankfully I had that option. But yeah, it was surprising. Hopefully you didn't have to drive for work today.
Yeah, dude. I was supposed to, but I'm in charge of the things that I do at work, so I put in for a 2-hour delay for all the offices I manage, and we got it. So it was good. Yeah, I was not happy about the weather at all. I got stuck in the weather on Saturday. I had a gig at Buccia Vineyard, and it was like nice out. And then, you know where those train tracks are there at Buccia?
Yeah, I've only ever been there at night, but I know vaguely what you're talking about, yeah.
So I looked at the weather report, and on Saturday it was like lake effect, Conneaut, Ohio, starting at 10 o'clock p.m. And I'm like, well, I'm done playing at 9. I'll pack my shit up and I'll be out of there. I'll be a half hour ahead of the storm. Well, I was right on track, and I get to the train track, and there's just a train stopped on it. Just stopped, not even moving. And the railroad lights are ding, 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 just beeping back and forth. And out of nowhere, it's just like whiteout just starts coming down. And it's like ding, ding, wind's like ding, ding, ding. And I'm just waiting. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Because it's like an hour from where I live. So I'm like, I sat there for 15 minutes. I shit you not. And this train just was not moving. And I could see under the train car on the opposing traffic on the other side. And they all started doing 3-point turns and driving off. So I went back to the winery, and the owner, Bill, was standing there.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about the fucking place in Meadville. I was like,
no,
Buccia. Away. No, and then you're like, oh, Buccia. I was like, oh yeah, there's fucking, you have to go over those 2 sets of train tracks right there by Buccia. So what, did you have to like turn around and go backwards and find a way to get under them?
Yeah, because there's no GPS. So like I went back because my GPS was broken. It's pitch black. It's a whiteout. And I'm like, I got to fucking drive home. So Bill was like out front of the winery still. And I was like, yo, Bill, he goes, what'd you forget? And I was like, nothing. I said, I got to find a way around this fucking train. He goes, yeah, they do this all the time. He goes, it's so obnoxious. He goes, what you need to do is go here, then go here, then go here, go here. I'll put you on a bridge, goes over the train track. And then it might take you another 10 minutes, but you're not sitting there waiting. I said, thanks. But dude, that drive home, I don't want to ever do that again. It was so messed up. I saw like minimal traffic, but it was a complete whiteout. I've got my new car, all-wheel drive, thankfully. But it's also nerve-wracking because I haven't really gotten to drive it in that kind of weather, so I'm not really quite sure how it's going to handle. So I'm driving, and I'm on these whatever back roads take you out there. I mean, and I ended up getting on Crossingville Road, and like, dude, it's like through Albion, Edinburgh, like whiteout fucking shit. It's 10:30 at night. There's not a soul out. I had to hit 98, and I'm on 98, and it's still the same story. But I'm driving, and I see it's the first day of hunting, I think, on Saturday, maybe Friday was second day of hunting or something. But I see this weird ass fucking track, and I'm going like 25 and a 55 because I can't see the road. Like, I don't know where the road's at. The only way that I know that I'm on the road is that I'm hitting rumble strips. And I'm feeling it. And I'm like, this fucking sucks. But I see these weird tracks, and it almost looked like it was like weird snowmobile tracks. And I follow them for like a quarter mile down 98. And I've got visibility of maybe 5 feet in front of my car because it's that bad, the weather. This was Saturday night. It was unbelievable. And I'm driving, and there's this fucking deer, dude, in the middle of the road. Spread eagle, bleeding, but it's well alive. And I felt so bad for it because, like I said, the wind was like, whoa! And it was just like, I was scared, and I was in a heated vehicle, And I was just like, this is like terrible weather. And this thing's dying on the middle of the road. But I don't carry a gun with me. I'm not going to fucking hit it with my car because it'll fuck my car up. And it's like, I don't have any crowbars or anything where I could just beat its face in. Not that I would do that, but it's like, I had no option to kill this thing. So I'm going really slow by it, and it just watches me, and its tongue's half hanging out, and you can tell it's just like, it's like doing the death rattle breathing, and it's like laying there, and it's just like fucked up, and I'm like, dude, I can still see it in my head. It was like that terrible. I felt so bad for it because it was so helpless, and it was brand new snow, so there was blood all over the snow, and there were no tracks coming the other way. Maybe it had been shot, and that's just where it's laying. I have no idea, dude. But I went, and I was going like another half mile up that road, and a big truck was coming the other way, and I started just flashing my lights. And then I go to like a stop, and it just fucking keeps going past me. I was going to wind down my window and be like, yo, dude, do you have a fucking gun or something? There's a deer about a half mile up the road that's like, you're going to hit it if you're driving too fast. Or you could do the kind thing and just kill it and take it home because clearly it's not dead yet. But the guy didn't stop, so I don't know the fate of the deer. Hopefully somebody fucking harvested the thing. But that was Saturday night, man. And then to wake up this morning, like you said, to just absolute shit show of snow. I'm just already over it, man. Like, it's going to be a bad year for snow, I think. I don't know. I'm not excited about it. I'll tell you that. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to see when you come across something like that, but you just gotta go. I mean, you can't.
There's nothing I could do.
Dude, even if you did have a gun or something, chances are that deer was just laying there, and if you went out, it probably would have freaked out and killed you.
Maybe, yeah.
And
could have kicked me with its hoof or something.
So it's not worth it to put yourself in that position.
Well, the other thing is like, who's to say someone doesn't come rolling up behind me and hit me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the storm.
Yeah,
like
I actually had a weird thing happen, similar, not exactly the same, but the other morning, I think it was maybe, I don't remember, it was Friday or Saturday. I was driving down my road, and a deer walked out into the middle of the road, literally stared at me. So I slow down. It stopped in the middle of the road, stared at me. I slowed down. I literally drove right up to it. Like, my bumper was literally 2 feet from this deer. It like looked at me and just kind of walked really slow around my car and like into the ditch and into the fucking woods. I was like I don't know if it didn't seem like it was hurt or anything. It just didn't seem like it gave a shit.
Right.
And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it just saw its mom die or something like that. And it's like, it's given up on life. I have no idea. But dude, I don't
know, man.
That's one of the things that like people who aren't from, you could even be from Pennsylvania, but if you're not from like a rural area like this, you don't realize how crazy the roads get around here during hunting season.
Oh, it's wild.
And it's just, it's like a meme around here where everyone, like during hunting season, everyone's like, watch out for deer. Whenever you go for a ride or a drive or something like that.
Like if you're going anywhere, it's just like, hey, watch for deer.
It's especially like in the mornings and the evenings, but like it's bad like a lot of the year just because there's the deer we're overpopulated with deer, so they're everywhere. But like especially during hunting season where they just fucking are running across the street without even looking.
All over the woods by people, and they're hearing loud noises, and people are in their area, and they get spooked, and they start moving. The other thing that's really weird too, man, is like, I thought about it, and I was just like, man, that deer, if it got hit by a car, imagine the luck, dude. Like, you survived the first 2 days of like hunting in northwestern PA to just get caught in a snowstorm and get nailed by some fucking car. Like, I'd be so pissed if I was that deer, dude. Just like, we arguably probably have the most proficient hunters in America. Maybe in northwestern PA, at least ballsy hunters. Like, they don't give a shit. Like, they're just bloodthirsty. So, anyways, a lot of people with guns up here. But it's interesting, man. So I did that, and then we finally got that Hero Quest finished up, and I've been doing some shopping. I finally got a nice gift. I'm using them now because I've never used them before. I want to see what they sound like. I got these in-ears. I'm using these for the Flood I bought for us. And they're great. They're great. The wireless signal's awesome. I just have it plugged into my headphone out on my mixer here. And I don't have to have the big bulky shit on my head. It's nice, dude. Sounds good. So
yeah, I was wondering when I didn't see your headphones if that's what you were using. And I'm glad to hear that it sounds good.
Yeah, this sounds great. There's like no lag. There's no latency. They're so nice. It's like the X Vive 4U something. I don't know what it is, but it was a Black Friday deal, and I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I see all these other bands with in-ears, and they just like are destroying on stage, and you're like, man, it must be nice to be able to hear everything the way you want to.
Yeah.
You know, so it was time. But I'm using them for the podcast just to try them out, check the battery life, check the signal, and they're working really nice right now. I also picked up for myself, I picked up this game called, Purple Fox, I'll give them a shout out, is our local board game store. And I went and I pre-ordered Warhammer Quest Darkwater, which I'm real excited about. Super expensive. It's a Games Workshop game. Tabletop game. They come out with one like every 4 or 5 years, a Warhammer Quest game. It's cool. I don't have hands-on with it yet, but their Black Friday deal was they give you a coupon or a gift card with the purchase of stuff on Black Friday. So I got a $20 gift card, and then they were also selling non-Game Workshop shit for 20% off. So I got a $20 gift card after I bought this and a 20% off of any other board game in their store. And they had this game that was made by Restoration Games called Thunder Road Vendetta. It's a remake of an old 80s game, and it's literally a quick play race that's like, think like Mad Max. And you have 3 cars. Each person has like 3 cars they control on this board. They don't roll with wheels or anything. You still move by like spaces, but you have a small, medium, and large car. And there are these little rules and tiles, and order of play can shift and stuff. And then you can also use so you roll 4 dice, and then each die you assign to one of your cars. And then if you have an extra die, you put on this other thing, and you can call in like a helicopter support, or it's a very much like we're gonna fight each other as we race to the end of this map, and it's an aggressive kind of fun, like anything can happen. Like you can hit like these hazard markers on the board, and you flip them over, and it could be an oil spill, it could be it could be anything. It could be like, I don't even know what it could be. It could just be a regular piece of road. It could be mud. It could be, and you get stuck in it, and then your turn's over, and then next guy, and then the other, your opponents get to go. But you could have 4 different teams at once. So there could be 12 cars on this board at once, and they're all just fucking racing. And they all have guns mounted to them. So if you get behind, let's say, Jake, you're ahead of me, and I get 1 space behind you, then I can roll a die to see if I can hit your car. If I hit your car, then you pull a token that's a damage token. You don't know what it's going to be. You flip it over, and it could just be that it skids you in a direction on the map. And then that map, you could skid into another car. Then you got to roll to see what happens when you wreck into that car. And then you pull a token. You see if that car gets skidded out of the way, who gets hurt. Like you could pull a damage token to be shrapnel, and it shoots like metal in a direction, hits another car and does damage. Ultimately, if your car takes 2 damage, it's out of commission for the time being, and it's wiped out. It's such a cool game, dude. And then it's fun, and it's quick. Like you get through a game in like 30 to 35 minutes with some people. But it's always different because the map that you use for the road is a set of tiles that works. You connect three of these maps in a row, and then as one car gets off the edge, the back one, whatever's on that very first tile, is just eliminated from the game. So it keeps you wanting to move all your cars forward, and that gets discarded. They're double-sided, and like if you're playing with 2 to 3 people, after the 5th tile has been put on the table, that's the final one. You got to get to the end. So you either defeat your opponents by destroying all their vehicles, or you get to the finish line before they do. And it's just this kind of fun, fast-paced game, dude. It's called Thunder Road Vendetta. It's an older game I'd never played, but they did a restoration of it. And it's fucking fun, man. It's so cool. And there's different qualifiers and different things for each of the parts of the board. So if the first section of board, whatever, there's nothing on the second section of the board, you can draw a random card, and maybe it's windy, which means you can't call in a helicopter attack on that section of board because it's too windy for the chopper to land, you know. So you have to figure out another way to use you can maybe repair a car instead, or maybe you can drift and go through somebody's space without having a collision, or maybe you can, it's really fucking rad, dude. We can play it sometime if you ever want to, but I'm going to try to get a palate cleanser from HeroQuest with my board game group and just do some fun shit like that in between campaigns here. And I'm really looking forward to it. So that game's cool as shit. And they made some expansions for it, and I picked up a couple of those. I don't have them yet in possession. After I kind of sampled the game and saw what it was about, I was like, yeah, I think this would be really fun to have some expansions for. Different map pieces and different characters to control the cars and different boons, and yeah, it just looks fucking rad. So yeah, super cool. Yeah, check it out sometime. But yeah, outside of that, dude, not a whole lot going on. I had a good gig. I'm playing Saturday in Erie at the Bunker. We tried to get the flood there. Nate couldn't do it. And tried to get one up by land there. Jimmy couldn't do it. I don't know what's up with drummers. They're just too busy to do rock and roll. So I'm going to go play solo, and it's a punk show. It's a benefit for some charity in Erie. And I'm just playing acoustic, so I think I'm going to try to rework my set and play some punk rock songs on my acoustic. Maybe an old Signal Home song or Twerp song or One Up by Land song, or maybe do a cover or two, just to have things going. But outside of that, we're here to talk about video games. Let's talk about games we're playing. I'm still playing Arc Raiders. I've been posting videos on YouTube of my exploits with my buddies. And it's been really, really enjoyable still. Now, I will say I'm getting close to end game as far as I'm running out of things to do. So, Jake, when we had the conversation about the 10-year plan, I was really gung-ho about this game. Dude, this game's so fucking great. There's no way it's not going to last 10 years. I hope it does. I probably have like 160 hours in this game. Like, I was just fucking balls to the wall, playing the shit out of it. Level 75 is the cap. I'm 71 right now. And I've done all the quests. The only two things I haven't done yet is I haven't killed the matriarch, and I haven't raided the harvester correctly yet. I need a group to go in and do that. That's kind of high-level shit. The group I've been playing with, it's nice. We have a nice rotation. There's probably about 6 or 7 of us now. And anytime we see each other on, we just jump on and try to help each other. But the game's really good. They're releasing an update called Cold Snap for this month for December, and it's going to implement a different weather condition, which is obviously snow. I don't know if that's going to also lend to different gaming mechanics or different quests. Hopefully it does. They did roll out a project in the game. I can talk about it because I understand it. Once you have essentially nothing left to do, you can jump into this project, and then you find all the shit that you loot, and then you have dump them toward these different stages of this project. And essentially what you're doing is you're sending your raider off into the horizon, right? You're just sending them off. You're retiring that raider, this character that you've built, all the skills. You lose all your progress, essentially. But depending on how much loot you have on you when you send your person off, depends on permanent upgrades to your character next go round. So this is kind of like their cycle, right? I'm not gonna do this to my guy because like I'm on the 5th of 6th level of this project, and it's getting ridiculous. Like it's like you got to have like $300,000 worth of not real money, but $300,000 worth of in-game money worth of fucking items that you're just gonna throw away to make the bar go up, right? To complete this part of the project. So you're looting all this expensive shit. You have nothing to do with it because you've beaten all the quests. So I'm just going to give it away to Speranza, and they're going to build me this fucking tube to launch me into a better place. It's kind of interesting, but I hope that the people at Embark do some more shit with quests and implement some different game modes. The game is awesome. It's so fun. I've never gone in and jammed with some guys and been like, nah, I'm kind of bored. I'm gonna head out for the evening. I'm done. I'm always like the last one left. I'm like, do you guys want to go another one? We'll do another one. They're like, we gotta get to bed. I'm like, all right. And eventually, I'm just done. It's always fun because there's that element. There's a random element of you just don't know what's gonna happen. Jake, me and this guy named Blake were in that same room we had a firefight in.
Yeah.
And I brought a door blocker. So we got in, I brought a door blocker, and I put like this blocker on the inside of that door so we could hear when they went to open it. And I also put like a blaze trap. So if they unblock the door, we could sit and get ready to just nail them. And then if they came in, the blaze trap was going to go off and set them all on fire. So I did that as a precaution. We start looting the shit out of that room. And then we hear these guys with this. There's a legendary thing called a snap hook. It's like a grappling hook that you shoot at something and it slingshots you. So they didn't lower those drawbridges. They used a snap hook from way down below to get up on there. And I heard him I was like, Blake, dude, we got company. There's a video of it. Like, get ready, they're coming. So I post up behind one of the lockers and Blake's just ready. I found a shotgun in there and he equipped the shotgun. And we hear, cuckoo. They're trying to break through the door, and I'm like, dude, it's happening. I get out a grenade, and we're just a face off. They opened it, dude, and they started shooting. Hit one guy with a grenade, it killed him. Blake shot the other guy with the shotgun, wrecked him. The one guy laid there and died, and he was like, you guys fucking suck. The guy was just talking shit on us. But it's like, dude, you came in firing. Like, what do you want us to do? We got here first. We're better than you today. And then Blake searched that guy's body and pulled that snap hook off him, and we fucking exfilled. And he got this legendary snap hook from it. It was so cool. So exciting. Yeah, dude. It's so fun. Those kind of random encounters are what really make that game shine. But that's enough about me. What about you, Jake? What are you playing?
So what am I playing? So I'm playing Dispatch still. I beat it. But recently I've been kind of just like I kind of mentioned I think a little bit last week. They have they're really good about like splitting all of the scenes up. So if you want to, you can make a copy of your save and then just go back to any given scene and just play the game from there. Like if you have a major decision, you want to redo that decision and then play the rest of the game out and see how it goes, you can do that. Now you can't like once you once you reload a save, it's the rest of that fucking playthrough is wiped. So you have to start from there and go to the end. But you can, like I said, you can just keep making copies of a complete save and then just like going back to these different decisions and seeing how they play out. So there's a couple of there's two specific decisions that I kind of wanted to see how they would blossom throughout the rest of the game.
Right.
So I kind of started back doing that. And then, but what I've been playing kind of on the side, because I was just kind of looking on like the Black Friday sales and stuff, and there's nothing that really grabbed my attention. And I mean, I'm sure there was, but like I didn't want to like spend the money on it because I wasn't like that stoked about it. I'm like at a place right now where it's like, if I'm not going to play it right away, I'm not going to spend money on it, even if it's on sale, unless it's like literally 90% off or something.
Right.
So I just went back and started looking through like the PS Plus extra catalog. And dude, there's like a lot of interesting games on there. Like a lot. I was really surprised because I only go through it maybe a few times a year. I don't really use it that much, even though I pay for it. And, so one of the games that was on there that I decided is like, I'm like kind of in a mood for this. And that was, and I've played it before, but they have High on Life on there.
Oh yeah.
And they announced a second game. So I was like, I'm kind of like coming off of Dispatch. I'm kind of still in the mood for something that's a little lighthearted, like jokey, but I want something a little more active than Dispatch. So I jumped into High on Life and I'm playing it on PS5. Is the last time I think I played it on Xbox because it was on Game Pass or something. But It's still really good. I still really like it. It's weird. If you don't like Justin Roiland, if you don't like fucking Rick and Morty, you're gonna hate this game because it's literally Rick and Morty, the video game, but with different characters and shit. I mean, the acting, the humor, everything is the same as in Rick and Morty.
Right.
But it's fun. Like the combat, the shooting is surprisingly good, even though you're using these weird like sentient guns that are talking to you the whole time, and everything's like kind of gross and floppy. Like it's still really, really kind of fun. And there's a couple other games that I'm thinking about maybe picking up, and that like and playing off of the PS Plus Extra catalog. One of the ones that I was looking at that I'm seriously considering playing because I've heard interesting things about it is this game called Indica. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard of it.
It's like basically it's like the story of like a nun, and you're like but like you have the devil talking to you inside of your head, and it's like this kind of adventure game where there's like puzzles and it's like a story based thing. And I'm just really interested in it because it's made by a development team from Kazakhstan, which is like, dude, who the fuck makes games in Kazakhstan? So I was like, this seems really interesting. So I might go back and play that. But cool. I've just been kind of dicking around since I beat Dispatch, just kind of playing High on Life and kind of occasionally going back to Dispatch and kind of playing through some of those scenarios again with the different decisions. I will say going back to it, like having played it once, going back to it, the Dispatch sections are a lot more enjoyable because I can kind of strategize a little bit better about how to level up my characters because I kind of know what's going on now.
You understand it, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that like I really am kind of, I wish that I could just, if there was like an accessibility mode where I could just kind of like skip the hacking stuff because it's not nearly as fun. To be fair, they do give you like there is a mode you can turn on where it's like you can't like there's unlimited attempts for the hacking, and I just like fuck it, I don't care about this. I just turn that on and just kind of like brute force my way through the hacking.
Yeah.
But the dispatches where you're like assigning the party members to the missions and stuff like that's still pretty interesting, and there's just some characters in it that are like the characters in the game are just so cool. Like I just love all of the characters pretty much. So I'm still pretty into that, but cool. I did have like I did bookmark a couple of games on the store. One of them was the remaster of System Shock, or the remake of System Shock. By Night Dive, which is on sale for like $13. So I was like, oh, this might be kind of fun to play because I've never played this game before, and it's from what I understand, people really like it, even though it's a little bit obtuse just because of the age of it. And the other thing was one of the Shantae games, which is like a 2D like kind of pixel art style like side scrolly kind of game, which looked really interesting.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like them. I've just never played one. I've seen them all the time on the store, but I've never played one. The only other thing that I'll bring up, and it's not video game related, was that I told a story on the podcast a while ago how when you add PlayStation Plus, I think you got a free 6 months of Apple TV. You just had to activate it or something. And for the fucking life of me, I could not get it to work. I would like log into, it would like say that I had to go onto my Apple account and like approve my PlayStation. Then I would go into my Apple account and I had like 5 different logins with the same email, depending on what site you were on. And like, it just would never work. So finally over the weekend, Sarah was like, hey, I have Apple TV because of something. I don't remember what it was. So we were able to just log in with her account on the PlayStation. And, so I've been watching the documentary series Long Way Round. It's like a story of Ewan McGregor and his buddy Charlie Borman doing a round the world trip on motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
And And I've always wanted to, like, that's like, if you want to think about the quintessential, like, motorcycle adventure documentary, like, the top of the list is Long Way Round from 2004, which is the original miniseries. It's like 10 episodes. Each episode's like an hour long. And it's really crazy. And then, because but then, like, they've done, I think, 5 of them now. And they just did one this past year. So, like, they're throughout the years, and they get, like, progressively newer and newer. But I wanted to start with the original one because I haven't seen any of them. And did you see? I know you watched one of them, Fred. Did you watch the newer one, or did you watch the original one, Long Way Round?
I saw Long Way Round, I think.
Okay, so it's the one where it's like in 2004. So everything, like, the camera footage is all kind of grainy, and like they have these, like, because we take for granted. I know a lot of people that don't ride motorcycles won't necessarily understand this, but, like, we take for granted we have these in-helmet comm systems and like GoPros to mount on our fucking handlebars and shit like that. And it's like, they didn't have that 21 years ago, 22 years ago when they did this.
Right.
So they have, like, all this rigging on where they're, like, completely wired up internally so that they could talk to each other, but also, like, record what's going on. They have, like, VHS-C style fucking camcorders that they're using to do, like, their diaries every night. And it's really cool. And it's more than just about motorcycling, right? Obviously a lot of it is them riding motorcycles and the trials that come with that, but it's about them going to these random towns and these random countries and meeting people and, like, staying with random people. And dude, this is fucking Ewan McGregor in the height of Star Wars in the early 2000s when they were doing the prequels. So he's, like, fucking world famous at this point when they're doing this trip. And they're just, like, staying with random fucking dudes in Kazakhstan and, like, eating dinner because they, like, you know, they're, like, inviting them into their houses for a place to stay. And it's crazy. I'm, like, I think 4 or 5 episodes into it, and I'm really enjoying it. So I want to kind of go through them all and kind of watch them all if I can, because, like I said, I think there's like 5 or 6 of them now. And one of the ones they did that I'm really interested in was, I think it's called Long Way Up, I want to say, where it's like they did from the southern point of South America all the way up to maybe Texas, or maybe just, like, the northern part, like Latin America, Central America, I mean. And they did the whole thing on the Harley electric Livewire motorcycles, which to me is like, fuck, how do you do that and, like, not run out of batteries and all that shit? So, like, it's crazy to think about, like, and obviously there have been famous people that have been super into motorcycling, like, most notably Neil Peart from Rush, the drummer, was a huge motorcycle enthusiast. And he used to, like, ride his motor, like, everyone else would be on the tour bus and he would, like, ride his motorcycle between all the gigs because that's what he loved to do. But yeah, it's really interesting. So if anybody out there is even if you're not curious about motorcycles, but you're interested in, like, adventure and documentary style kind of experiences, it's a really interesting documentary, and it's on, all of them are on Apple Plus, TV Plus, or whatever the fuck it's called. So check it out. But that's all I got.
That's cool, dude. Yeah, very good. That's dope. Yeah, I don't have Apple TV anymore. I had it for a while, and I don't have it now. Seems like it comes and goes.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about some gaming news, shall we? I put together some news points. There's not a lot of them. I'm sure there was more news to talk about, but we're going to touch on these points. And Jake, if you have anything else you'd like to bring up, feel free to do that when we finish this run here. I will say that the first...
Did you see, was it a listener feedback? We didn't talk about that.
You're right. There was listener feedback. I'm sorry. I posted in here. Big Box wrote in. One Black Talon wrote in. I'll give credit where credit's due. It was One Black Talon. Let me make my screen a little bigger so I can read this. He was asking simply if I had 3D printed a stock for my PS5 VR2 controllers. Since I mentioned VR and shooting games, he said I thought I would ask. I have not. I think that they probably even make stocks that you can just download the file and do it. I just haven't had any time. And my response was, hopefully I can gift myself the gift of time for a project like this over the holiday. So.
Oh, I meant to bring up, and I forgot about this. I did buy one thing on Black Friday, and that was a new controller. I bought a new DualSense.
Okay.
That's for whatever it was, like $54 or whatever. I bought the black one. Dude, the black one looks fucking sick in person.
Yeah,
I was gonna buy the purple one, but then I was like looking at the black one, I'm like,
Wait, where did you actually go out then?
I went every year. The only place I go for on Black Friday is every year, like later in the morning after like the madness has died down, I go to Home Depot to see if there's anything that I could use for the house. That's like all I do on Black Friday. And then I just happened to, on the way back, I just stopped at Walmart because we needed some couple of grocery things. And because Walmart already has all their shit away by Friday morning. So, but I was just walking around and they still had a, like an aisle end cap thing of DualSense controllers and they were still posted at $54. So I was just like, they had all the colors there. I was like,
Excuse me.
Fuck it, I need one. I only have one that holds a charge, and I don't really want to open my 30th anniversary controller. So I bought the black one, and yeah, it looks fucking sick. I'm into it. Dude, a new controller feels so good. I always forget because I never buy them because I hate spending money on them. But a new controller feels so good.
They really do. They feel great. I can't stand this cough, guys. I'm just going to quit life. I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. So moving into it, I had a news story here. Red Dead Redemption for PS5 getting a free upgrade. It's now available on PS Plus Extra. So you guys know the game. This isn't the second one. This is the original Red Dead Redemption. It's a Western, for those who don't know. Rockstar put it together, and it's a free upgrade for any existing PS4 owners, and it's now available on Plus Extra. So there's apparently some performance enhancements. They're citing smoother frame rates, better draw distances, HDR, an option to transfer your saves, and they also say if you're a premium member, you can stream this game. So it's a great game if you haven't played it, but looking further onto Push Square, they're just kind of saying that it's kind of lackluster. So
yeah,
that
I've
also
heard it's kind of a meh port, which is like, why? It's fucking annoying because it was the same thing with. Remember when they did the GTA, the Grand Theft Auto remakes or remasters or whatever, and it had like all this AI shit that was broken in it and like all this stuff, and it's like. The definitive editions is what they were called. And it's like, come on. I mean, these are iconic games. Can you just fucking give a shit just a little bit? I know they don't have to because they have a bajillion dollars.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, if you've never played it, this is probably a good way to play it because the original is on PS3 and 360. But yeah, that game is real good. It probably controls like shit nowadays. Comparatively, but it's still really good.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a really good game. You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't know. It's a long game. In fact, we're talking about Red Dead. I'll tell you, I saw a video recently on YouTube about Red Dead. In the maybe you guys have seen it. The algorithm tends to feed us all the same shit all the time. But there was a guy, and he was talking about... excuse me, guys. He was talking about the power lines in Red Dead Redemption 2 and how he started thinking about how he just wanted to know if the power lines were actually connected to anything. So he started in one town, and any building that had electric inside had power lines running to it. So then he started following the lines, and he went down the railway and all this stuff, and then he found another town. They're all connected. And he found another town, and then they went into one of the bigger towns, and then they led to this place called the something electric supply building. And he was like, this is Rockstar. Like, it's just crazy that they took. And then they were like, in order for them to feed this many lines into a building, they had to have these special couplers. And they're the couplers are right there. And then they were talking about how back then all the electricity was powered by coal. So these these electric companies would have tons of billows of smoke and chimneys pouring out. And this did. And then he was like, not only that, but he was like, some of these towns, this was like during the time where they started implementing different kinds of light bulbs. And then you get into like San whatever it's called. I want to say Sandinista, but I don't think it's what it was. But you get into one of the bigger towns at night, and it's just illuminated by all these lights downtown. It's so pretty. And then some of the lights are kind of like more of like a natural color. And then some are like the daylight lights that are like really bright and kind of hurt your eyes. And the ones lining the streets were one color, one kind of fluorescent, and then the other ones had a different luminescence or whatever. And Rockstar took the time to make sure they had like the right light bulbs in these lights. And he was just going on and on about it. And then he goes, but here's the thing. He goes, these aren't telephone, or these aren't electricity wires. These are telegram wires. That's the one thing Rockstar messed up. And he goes, all of these are for telegrams. He goes, back in the day, and he did all this research and showed why they couldn't have been electric wires. He goes, but it's a video game. But it's pretty fucking cool, though, the detail they put into these games. So Red Dead Redemption 2, man, looking at that video, I was like, this game was so beautiful, man. It was such an epic game. But I don't know. I digress. We can go on to the next news story. There's a game out right now called Ball Pit. It's like Ball X Pit, I guess. I think is how it's pronounced. I have no idea what this game is. Apparently, it has over 1 million sales. There's free updates coming. It's a roguelike action game. And they really didn't expect it to do this well. There's always a sleeper game like this. It just kind of does better than you expect. I would say Arc Raiders also falls into that. No one expected that to do the numbers it was doing. But this is made by an indie developer and publisher, I think. So there are 3 major free content updates coming in 2026 to include new characters, new ball types, evolutions, and buildings. So it's just interesting that, like, you know, it's not the only companies, Jake, that don't all, you know, I would almost argue that you have more to win when you're not a AAA developer. You have a way more better chance of getting a bigger return on your money than a AAA developer these days. And the only reason I say that is because the AAA level games cost so much money to make. And they're always competing with one another. And usually 1 or 2 win out. And then all the other ones just fucking flounder. But if you're like an indie developer and you've got something really genuine and you play your cards right, there's a good chance that you can get some momentum and your game costs significantly less to make, but you can turn over more money making it. So I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. I don't know anything about this game, but it is kind of, a lot of people are talking about it. Have you seen anything about this game?
Yeah, I was watching some gameplay of it. It looks really fucking cool. I mean, it's like it looks like it's almost like Vampire Survivors meets fucking pinball or something. I don't know. It's very weird. Like, you know, the guys, you have like characters, and the characters shoot different types of balls out, and then like the stage kind of drops enemies towards you, almost like Tetris, and you've got to kind of kill all of these things, and there's a boss at the end of each stage, and it's very, and you can level up during the stage and combine different ball types to do different things, and kind of make little mini builds as you're playing, and it looks really cool. It might be something I might be interested in, like playing on my Steam Deck or something like that.
Cool.
I don't know if it's something I want to play on my PS5, but it looks really neat.
Yeah, that's
for
cool,
sure.
Dude. That's cool. All right, well, moving on to the next news story. Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is getting smart and super ultimate control modes for those new to the franchise. So there's going to be a new patch adding optional control schemes. I'm not a really big fighting game guy. I wish I could be more fighting game oriented. I do think that they would probably be a lot of fun, but this is a way for a developer to lower that entry barrier into a game like this. You know, a lot of people are intimidated by these kind of games. It's probably not a bad idea. I would like to see something like this with, you know, the Mortal Kombat games. Maybe they have it. I don't know. Even Street Fighter, like something that's just like that makes you feel like you know what you're doing when you don't. You know, like easy moves to do, or you know, easy combinations. Like I remember just trying to master fatalities and stuff in Mortal Kombat and just being infinitely frustrated that I didn't do the button pushes right and I couldn't get it to do the cool gory thing as often as I wanted. And your guy would just go, he'd like walk like this, and then the bad guy would just fall over and be like, victory. It's like, fuck, I didn't do the thing. You know what I mean? It's so annoying. It's like, I just want to see the gore and do the cool move. So that's cool. I mean, I've never gotten into Granblue.
This is interesting. If a game has a prolific story mode, I would love something like this to be in like a Tekken or a fucking Mortal Kombat that has like a Injustice or something like that has a prolific story mode in it. Yeah. Like that would be really cool, because a lot of times I'm super interested in like the atmosphere and the story and stuff of these fighting games, but it's like I just don't like playing fighting games. I'm just not good at them, and I don't want, like, fighting games are, unlike most games out there, fighting games are a 100% get good kind of game. Oh, it is a sport, period. And so if you want to play and not just have the fucking difficulty turned down so that the enemy AI is just standing there while you punch them, it's like you either need to just get good at the game or implement something like this where it's like, oh, the matches seem a little bit more real, but it's easier for me to kind of get through the things that are happening so that I can experience the game at my own pace and see the story and stuff. Now, doing this is not going to, I don't think doing this is going to make you any better and make you competitive in online matches. The only way that that's going to happen is you to just fucking practice. And so I don't think that's what this is for, but that's fine by me. I mean, dude, I'm all about putting fucking user aids and accessibility options in games like this. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, you're destroying the sanctity of the fucking game because you put a mode in it that makes it easier for people to experience it. It's like, bro, I just want more people to play more games, including myself. Like, I might be more interested in playing Granblue Fantasy if the story looks cool, but I know I've got a mode like this that I can lean on. Yeah, maybe I'll buy it just to fucking play through the story because I'm interested in the art and I'm interested in the characters and all that stuff. But you're not going to convince me to buy this game if I've got to fucking get good just to play through the story. Yeah. So I think that there is a thing to be said about that.
Yeah, for sure. Very good. We just had a conversation about Granblue Fantasy, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Splinter Cell remake is getting its original director back. So the remake of the original Splinter Cell has been stalled for quite some time, but now the original director David Grivell has returned to lead development at Ubisoft Toronto, which could signal renewed momentum for the project. For longtime fans of stealth and espionage games, this might be a little glimmer of hope that we might be getting something. Although I think that the James Bond game, when does that come out?
Next year. It looks so good. I'm really excited about it. It like when that game. Granted, they're different games. James Bond is a spy game, but it's more adventure. It's almost like closer to an Uncharted than it is to a Splinter Cell, but it's like in between those two. Yeah. And I think that Splinter Cell is still kind of its own thing, but dude, they got to shit or get off the pot with this thing. I mean, how long have people been kind of like churning rumors about a Splinter Cell remake and it's in trouble? No, it's not in trouble. They're making it. No, they're not making it. This director left. Now he's coming back. It's just like, Bro, when I see a fucking gameplay trailer and a release date for it, yeah, I'll be maybe a little bit excited about this because I played the first game a little bit on the original Xbox, I think it was, and I was really impressed by it at the time because it did really interesting things with lighting and shadows and everything, and so I'm interested to see like what this remake means and what it's like, but I'm not about to get excited for it until, regardless of who's working on it, until I actually see that it's a real thing and it's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I remember my buddy Tim in college, I think had Splinter Cell. When did the first Splinter Cell come out? Is that any time even correct, or is my memory fucked?
Or something like that?
What 2003?
Something like that.
That's about right. Yeah, I would have been in college. I remember him showing it to me or something. Like, dude,
2002.
Yeah.
2002.
I started college in 99. So that makes sense. It all tracks. My memory is correct. My friend Tim had this game, and I wasn't an Xbox guy. Was it an Xbox game? It was, right? It was on Xbox? Splinter Cell?
It was yeah.
And
I mean, you could play it on PC too, I believe, but I think it was most famous on Xbox.
I remember it looking awesome when he was playing it, but I never played it. So that's my memory of Splinter Cell. I never played the game. Moving forward, I'm with you, Jake. We'll see what happens with that. This one was kind of interesting, and I wonder why. I think the CD Projekt Red have been teasing some Cyberpunk shit recently, but we also know that The Witcher 4 is not going to debut at the Games Awards. They said there's not going to be anything there. That could be a red herring. We still might see something, but they're working with the latest Unreal Engine, and I think that kind of permits them to do. If they get a handle on it, apparently you can procedurally generate a lot of land and develop things quicker. But they've come out and said that the new trilogy, which will be episodes, which are 4, 5, and 6, are all going to be released within a 6-year time span. That's insane. I don't.
It's
think,
not happening.
It says that they're planned to launch. They said the time it takes between 3 and 4 is going to be the biggest amount of time to wait, and then what they learned from 3 to 4, they're going to be able to implement 4 to 5, and they're expecting 5 to 6 to even be a shorter amount of time. So we'll see, dude. They better have fucking people writing these stories right now.
The only thing I could think of that could make that a reality is if they're going to use primarily the same map for all 3 games. And all they've got to do is like the story elements, maybe some new quest shit. Maybe they have a way to procedurally generate some of the questing and stuff. But still, dude, I mean, think about it this way. Every new game is in like QA and polish for a year at least before it comes out, after it's content complete. So you're telling me that after The Witcher 4, they're only going to spend 2 years developing The Witcher 5, and then they're going to spend a year in QA, and then same thing? Dude, no fucking way. I'm sorry. Well, especially because all of their games come out, and they're so fucking buggy and broken. Now, granted, different engine. I get it. It was a Red engine. Now they're switching to Unreal. But it's like, I hope they're not just like, yeah, we're going to do this, and then they fucking rush your shit out, and everybody, and then,
Well, the big thing is switching to Unreal Engine 5 is what they're saying is what's permitting them to be able to do this. Now, I don't know, man. It's possible, or this could just be them stroking Unreal Engine 5's ego because they got a discount on it or something. Who knows?
So many stories right now. Since like what was the first UE5 game? I think it was like Immortals of Avium or something. Like, dude, there are major performance issues with Unreal Engine 5 currently. All games that use Unreal Engine 5, or most of them anyway. So you tell me that like fucking CD Projekt Red is like they're savants of it and they just understand it and they're not going to have any of these issues. Because the problem with fucking Cyberpunk was that it ran like asshole. It's not that like, yeah, it had glitches and shit that people had problems with, but the real issue they had with it was that it was unplayable because it ran like 15 frames a second on PS4.
Yeah.
So it's like, if there is an inherent issue with Unreal Engine 5 and performance, it's like, it might make them develop faster, but they're still going to need to polish the games. I don't know. I mean, I'm
Well, they are.
If you can't tell, I'm skeptical.
Yeah. Well, they are. They do have shareholders, right? So the thing is there was their Q3 results. There was some stuff here, and then the company co-CEO, his name is Michael Nowakowski, said that the plan was to launch series full Witcher trilogy in a 6-year span that hasn't changed. And they ask him, they say specifically, any update, and I'm getting this from Tweaktown, whatever website this is, but it is legit because I've seen this all over the place. But the question they asked was, any update you can make on the use of Unreal Engine 5 for the full production process of The Witcher 4? Do you expect next games in the Witcher trilogy can be delivered on a shorter and more predictable cadence? And his response was, we've been using Unreal Engine 5 for The Witcher 4 for 4 years now, and we are very happy with what we've achieved. I think you could have seen some of that with your own eyes with our tech demo reveal at Unreal Fest a couple of months ago. And we're very happy with the results of that as well. We've already said that, but I'm always happy to say it again, and we're happy with how the engine is evolving through Epic Team's experts and how we are learning how to make it work within a huge open world game as The Witcher 4 is meant to be. In a way, yes, I do believe that further games should be delivered in a shorter period of time. As we had stated before, our plan is still to launch the whole trilogy within a 6-year period. So yeah, that would mean we would have to have a shorter development time between The Witcher 4 and 5, but between 5 and 6 and so on. So I don't buy it. I mean, that's ridiculous. It ain't gonna happen. I mean, it took Cyberpunk, I don't know how long, unless Unreal Engine 5 is the powerhouse that they're claiming it to be, and maybe they've figured it out that they're not sharing this information with other people. I do think that it's a very powerful tool, but with all these things, there are always shortcomings, like you said, Jake. So I'll believe it when The Witcher 4 comes out in 2027.
The only thing that I could think of is that they know something we don't about the new console's capability to perform. Because I think one of the big things about the new consoles is that they're going to have all this like AI technology built into the hardware. And if they know like, oh yeah, the new consoles are going to be able to fucking compute some shit from an AI perspective, then it's like, okay, maybe they got something going on there, but I'm sorry. I mean, even still, I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't really believe it either.
I would love to. I would love to get a Witcher game every 3 years. That would be fucking sick.
Yeah, I'd love to be 51 years old and have 3 more Witcher games. That'd be fucking dope.
It'd be rad.
Well, anyways, we have one quiz to take on Push Square, and then we're gonna wrap things up. So, for those who have been listening to the podcast for a while, we like to do PlayStation quizzes, and we're probably gonna bomb this one. This one seems like a little outside of our wheelhouse, but we'll see. The quiz is 5 years of PlayStation 5. How well do you know Sony's console? There's 15 questions. Jake and I are going off the top here. We have not studied these questions. We have not researched them. We're just going to roll. Here we go. Question 1 of 15, Jake. The PS5 first released on 12th of November, 2020. But in which of these regions did it launch 1 week later? Europe, North America, Japan, or Australia?
I think it's Europe, wasn't it?
Certainly wasn't Japan.
Nobody talks about Australia, so
I bet you it was Australia. But we'll go Europe. Let's go Europe. Correct.
Okay.
All right. Which of these first-party PlayStation studios has released the most games on the PS5? Is it Insomniac, Bluepoint, Naughty Dog, or Sucker Punch?
Well, Naughty Dog hasn't released a single game.
Well, remakes count. Did they do a remake of anything? The Last of Us, they've released it 6 times, probably.
It's Insomniac. Because they did the Ratchet game, they did the fucking, 5 Spider-Man games.
Oh, they did this. I was thinking Bluepoint, but it is Insomniac. It's got to be. Correct. Who was the CEO and president of Sony Interactive Entertainment when the PS5 launched? Was it Hiroki Totoki, Herman Holst, Jim Ryan, or Shuhei Yoshida?
Jim Ryan.
Yeah. Good job. Shuhei was never the president, I don't believe.
No. He was the head of first party.
PS4's DualShock 4 controller introduced the share button. What was this button renamed to on the PS5 DualSense controller? Wasn't it the create button?
It's I think it's the create button.
The options are capture button, media button, create button, or select button. I'm going to go create. Create is correct. 4 out of 15 correct. Question number 5. The PS5 Pro launched 4 years after the standard PS5 in November 2024. What is the name of the upgraded console's AI-based upscaling tech? Is it PSRM, PSSR, PSPP, or I think it's PSSR. PSAR.
Back in the PSSR. Yep.
Correct. All right, which of these highly rated PS4 action games has not been re-released on PS5? Devil May Cry 5, The Witcher 3, Ghosts of Tsushima, or God of War 2018? It's The Witcher 3, isn't it?
No, I believe it's God of War. I'm pretty sure. Because The Witcher, I believe, got ported. Because remember, there was that whole thing about the PS5 port and how beautiful it was, and everyone was
I don't remember that at all.
Jumping back into it.
Oh, I do, because I played it. I remember jumping back in. Yeah, it must be God of War.
Ghost of Tsushima got the director's cut. Mm-hmm. And Devil May Cry 5, I don't know for a fact,
I think
but
that's on
it would
every
not
console.
surprise me if that game was re-released on PS5. So
I
I'm
think God of
going
War
with
did.
God of War.
Let's go God of War.
Okay.
Correct. We're right. There we go. Question 7 of 15. Every PlayStation 5 comes with Astro's Playroom, which acts as a showcase for the console's features. But which PlayStation studio developed it? Sony XDev, Santa Monica, Bluepoint, or Team Asobi? Ooh. It's Team
Asobi.
Yeah, but didn't they break up or something? Weren't they named something else?
No, Team Asobi. Well,
Japan Studios.
Team Asobi was in Japan Studio, and then they broke them off and closed Japan Studio.
Yep. All right, 7 out of 15. We're doing great. Halfway through. Astro's Playroom was followed by a full Astrobot game in 24. How many levels did the platform have at launch? I'm going to say 76.
It was a lot. Yeah, that's probably right.
Correct. We're so good at
this.
At the time of writing, which game has the highest overall critic score of any PlayStation 5 title on Metacritic? Is it Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, or God of War Ragnarok?
It might be
Clair,
Elden Ring.
Critic score, overall critic score.
Yeah, that's like Metacritic. It might be Elden Ring, man, because it had a 97 for a long time.
I'll pick Elden Ring. I don't know the answer. You're correct. Very good, Jacob. Question 10 of 15. Which of these PlayStation Studios PS5 games has won Game of the Year at the Game Awards? Astrobot. Yeah, it's Astrobot. Astrobot, yeah. God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, or Returnal. It's Astrobot.
Mm-hmm. It was last year.
Question 11 of 15. What year did Sony establish the first-party PlayStation Studios brand? 22, 24, 20, or 2018? I think it's 2020. 2020.
That would make sense because they did it with the console launch, like as part of the transition into.
It's either 18 or 2020.
The console came out in 2020, so I'm going to say 2020. Sense.
Correct. Wow. 11 of 15 correct. I thought we were going to bomb this. We're going to bomb this next one. Live service shooter Concord has been the single biggest financial loss of the PlayStation 5 generation for Sony. How long did the game last before it was taken offline? 5 days. Or was it 2 weeks?
No, I think it was 2 weeks.
Options are 6 months, 2 weeks, 5 days, or a month. 2 weeks. We'll go 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks.
Probably take 5 days just to get the paperwork through to scuttle it. 2 weeks is correct. Question 13 of 15. Sony has published numerous third-party games as PS5 exclusives this generation. Which of these PS5 titles did Sony not publish? Death Stranding 2, Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, or Lost Soul Aside? Oh, jeez.
I know which one it is. Do you know which one it is?
Let me think about it. Hold on. I know it's not Death Stranding. Death Stranding, they did publish. There's Kojima Productions, but I think Sony was published in, didn't they? Or am I wrong? Yeah, I'm right.
No,
all
I
right.
did.
Lost Soul Aside. I don't even know what game that is. Black Myth Wukong. I'm going to say Black Myth Wukong.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. Whew. See, I know some shit. All right, in 2022, Sony struck a deal to acquire ex-Halo and Destiny developer Bungie. How much did the acquisition cost Sony? $3.6 billion, $5.5 billion, $8.4 billion, or $1.6 billion? I think this was a 5.5er. Seems a little high, though. Might be 3.6.
I think it's 3.6, yeah.
Let's go 3.6. All right, we're in the same ballpark. I knew it wasn't 8.4, and I know there's no way it was 1.6. Last question, and 100 out of 100%. True or false, the launch PlayStation 5 with the disc drive is heavier than the launch PS3. That's definitely true, right?
Dude, you fucking flip a coin. I have no idea. They're both boat anchors, so I have no idea. I mean, the only thing that would make the PS3 heavier is that it had a actual hard drive in it, which is going to be heavier than an SSD. But I don't know, man. The PS5's fucking enormous. So your guess is as good as mine. I didn't have a launch PS3. I just had the Slim, the 2009 one. So
is it heavier or not?
You decide. You had one. You've had both. I've had only one.
You would think their engineering would make them say that, like, no, it can't be heavier than that unit.
But I never would have thought the PS5 would be as fucking huge as it is.
That's what's deceiving about it, is it's enormous.
Yeah.
Size doesn't always mean better, Jake. Bigger. Does mean bigger, actually. Doesn't mean heavier.
Doesn't mean heavier?
That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to say that it is heavier because they say with the disc drive in here.
Okay.
We were wrong. The PS5 models.
The last question we fucked up.
Well, everyone fucked it up. 43% of people got it wrong. So the base PS5 model is an undoubtedly hefty machine weighing in at 4.5 kilograms, but it's still not as heavy as the 5 kilogram PS3. So it's 0.5 kilogram difference.
That's still fucking insane. I mean,
you did a great job, though. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. I wonder how the listeners did, if they were on that with us. Anyways, dude, I don't have new games to talk about. I suppose real quick, excuse me, I can tell you guys, what is today? You know what today is?
It's the
first second. Okay, so this game actually looks awesome. It's a beat 'em up called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Have you seen anything about this?
Yeah.
It just came out on the 1st. Came out Monday. The other games that are coming out this week, we got that Red Dead Redemption port we were talking about. We got Sleep Awake, and Undead Nightmare also is going to be available now on PS5, which is nice. That game's great. And then Let It Die Inferno on Wednesday, the day the podcast airs, and Lonely Mountain Snow Riders on Wednesday. And then Octopath Traveler 0 on Thursday, which was the mobile game. And we are also getting Blood Refreshed Supply on the 4th. And that's about it for this week. You won't hear from us until next Wednesday, but we are finally getting Microsoft Flight Simulator on the 8th, which is Monday. And Yakuza 0 Director's Cut on the 8th, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza Kiwami 2. So, there you go. Exciting. But a couple good releases, man, this week. Marvel Cosmic Invasion does look awesome if you don't know anything about it. It's a beat 'em up. It's Marvel characters. My buddy Neil's been playing it a little bit. He said he really digs it. It's doing pretty well. So that game looks dope. That out of the way, I got nothing else for the listeners. Jake, you got anything for these guys and gals before we sign off?
Nah, I'm good.
Cool, same. It's 7:20 on a Tuesday, snowy night, and I got to get this shit uploaded for all of our dedicated listeners. So thanks again for tuning in to episode 403 of PS This Is Awesome. This episode is titled Which One Is It? And thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you guys, or we will talk to each other in front of you guys next week. And if you'd like to write into the show, don't forget you can write us at psthisisawesome@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to our Patreon for $1 a month. patreon.com/psthisisawesome, I believe, and it's only $1 a month. And you also can leave us comments on our YouTube channel. Go check out all the nasty fun we're having on our creators. Thanks, guys. And like God of War, Gran Turismo 7, and Ghost of Tsushima, P.S.
Yes.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.